Hello, good evening, and welcome to SaturGAY.
Hello! How are we all doing?
You were very excited then.
Always very excited.
I know. And for me to hear it as well, that's just amazing. So how are you all out there? Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on what is actually a beautiful sunny day, isn't it, really?
It's apparently so. It's been quite nice outside, but I've been quite tired, so I've spent most of my day just sat on the sofa, nothing, watching rubbish and some good things on television.
Oh, go on, give us your hits and misses. What was the good thing and what was not so good?
So today I caught up on... I've got to try and remember what the names of everything is now. Obviously, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier on their final episode, so that was really quite good, the way that they kind of closed out. There's another one which is called Dollface, which is quite fun to watch. That's another one that's on Disney Plus on their Star channel. I watched a weird film called I think it was Sunshine, about the space, like astronauts have got to fly into the sun to drop a nuclear bomb into the sun because it stopped glowing and humanity is dying, and it was just nonsense. It was really bad.
I thought you were going to say it to drop off a takeaway. That's what I was going to say then. I don't know why.
Yes.
Other food outlets are available, obviously. So they were the good ones or the bad ones?
Well, the Sunshine wasn't so good, even though it had some famous people in there, and the Dollface and Falcon and Winter Soldiers were the good things to watch.
Oh, I've been getting into Snowpiercer.
Oh no, that's Sean Beam, who just doesn't know. I've really got no time for Sean Beam at all.
I'm sure I used to like him, but he doesn't come across as a very nice character. I'm only on halfway through season 2. I notice our link is going a bit odd. If you notice, hopefully that'll catch up again in a second. It's going to be one of those technical nights, I think, tonight. So who's saying hello? Charlie, good evening. Currently at work.
Hello, Charlie. How are you?
Let me just move your comment down because for some reason it went all the way up there. Let's put it there. It's going to work.
To look up at them like, oh, let's try and read the things up there.
And Helen's in the room. I think we said you've got a smiley face last time I was on, so she waves, we'll wave back. Nice and simple. So it has been beautiful weather, hasn't it? A bit chilly at parts, but
the weather has been fantastic. I think in terms of the days to have, of the times to book a week off work, which is what I did last week, I think I couldn't have picked a better week to have off of work and enjoy all the nice sunshine. And it was cold in the evenings, but it was still quite nice. Hey, Jan!
Yes. I'm just trying to adapt the size of the comments. I don't know what's happened since I've last been on this computer, but the comments are all sorts of weird sizes. Charlie says he's very, very good, thanks. Just at Stoke-on-Trent, slowly my way back to Reading. It's a song, working my way back to you, boo. Obviously, other singers are available. He's asking, how are you both? Well, I'll let Sophie answer that while I tweak with my knobs.
Fair enough. Yes, no, I'm absolutely fine. I'm completely shattered because I've been on holiday. Did I tell you before that I was going on holiday? So I managed to go back from holiday, so it's really, really nice. So just kind of like recovering from that. Hey, Adam, good to see you on the chat. Good evening to you. But obviously, I don't know how your week's been, Jamie, because I haven't been here, so I don't know.
And I actually have been slightly quiet on social media, mainly because I've had my last assignment in for uni and I just can't be bothered with doing anything. And when I finish work now, I'm like, I've actually just gone straight to the lounge for a glass of wine. Other substances are available. And I've bringing in my tomatoes in the evening, taking them out in the morning. That's been my week. I did go, as you said to earlier, Barnard Castle, Specsavers. So I do have to wear glasses now. And I used to wear glasses, but I'm so lazy, I very rarely wear them. And I found my backup pair in the attic the other day. And I thought, oh, they don't work. So I paid for...
What do you mean they don't work? They still work, just the prescription's not quite right for you. Yes. I think technically they still probably work. Let me guess, the kind of glasses that you have... What kind of year were those glasses from?
I think they were about 15 years ago.
Okay.
They were my backup pair, so I had a nice pair that matched my mohawk. It was just suited my face when I had a mohawk. And another pair that were a bit square. So I tried them on. It was like looking through the mist. So I imagine myself as a gorilla peeping out last night when I was playing them. So I did go today. She was a bit shirty, I got to say. She's very nice, and I did point out a few times, I'm deaf, you're wearing a mask, it's going to be difficult. And then because when she was telling me, look to the left, and I couldn't hear her, I thought I had to do the time warp or something. But she kept doing this, and then she's like, oh, you didn't say that when I asked you. I'm like, but I couldn't bloody hear you, love. You know, so I am going to send a little email and say, look, you need some training on disability, I think. But then she got worried about something about my pupil. Brendan mentioned last night, he always pays for this upgraded scan thing. I thought, well, if they offer it, I'll do it. Then I thought, oh, God, they've got, can't even say the word, glaucoma, whatever you call it.
Yes,
and then they made me go and have another one because there was something appearing on my eye. And I thought, oh, my God. Not something else. I haven't got room on my little medication list in the app. But they're going to keep an eye on it wherever it is. She did try explaining, but couldn't hear a word. So, and I noticed David Lane let us know that Snowpiercer was a film first time as a private and starred Chris Evans' Captain America.
And it's interesting, the film Sunshine, which was I can't even remember whether it was Disney Plus or Amazon or Netflix, also has the same Chris Evans in
it gets about,
It does indeed. No, I was thinking that your spare pair of glasses, they're probably very kind of Elton Johnish, like really outlandish and kind of like
I'm not that bad
and stuff.
No, I'm not that bad. Do you know what? They were a bit disappointed. For those who don't know, I am hosting. It's now official. I can announce it. Although I did tell you all before, but I wasn't supposed to, apparently. I am hosting World Fetish Vision, which is going to go out to about... Well, last year it was 40,000 people, so I don't know what number it's this year. So I've been busy this week getting all... We've got a lot of pre-recording to be done and audio files to be made. So that's been a lot of my time. And I'm glad the camera only looks here, because around me... Because when they were Spanish people are always late, so that's a fact. I know, Jan, you're French, and you may have the same problem with punctuality. But so I had an hour waiting up here. So my wine box, well, it was the second wine box I got to last night. So I was a little tipsy, as the people on the after like the party thing last night would say. So around the room is just full of leather, gloves, harnesses. Because I aim to please. I've got so many costume changes. I know it's geared as a fetish, but I call it a costume. So many costume changes that someone's going to think they walked into Mr. B leather or say it in a minute because it's just so much around. So, but yeah, 3 weeks' time, you can see that.
Mr. B leather or Mr. Bean leather?
It's Mr. B. What do you think I said?
No, I was just double checking for everybody that's watching at home. Do you think it's like, is it Mr. Bean leather or Mr. Bean?
Oh, Mr. Bean. Okay, yeah, it's Mr. B, as in the dog manner. So yes, that's been my bit, and I got a sneaky peek of something that very likely going to end up on the cutting room floor. That when I was getting drunk, I did my own thing before they got there, and I'll show it to you all later. So Jan, you're still in Guildford. No, that's not the one I wanted to put on. I wanted to put that one on. Slippery fingers. It's not the first time I've been told that. Charlie says I enjoyed both the film and the series. So I'm always the one behind on all these programmes, aren't I? Oh, I saw Equinox. Have you seen Equinox?
All right. Is it Equinox or Equinox?
It depends what part of the country you're from.
I'm not sure that I have seen that one, no.
I'm trying to remember what it's about now. I only watched it.
Well, it was good film. It was good film then.
No, but I started watching it. I got into it. It was it must have been another country, another language is what I was trying to say. I couldn't. Romanian? No. Oh, I've got no idea. There's a bit of time travel, was there? Can't remember. Oh no, it's Dimensions. It's Nordic. I'm with it now. About Nordic gods and stuff. And she had to go and have sex with the hare man, who's a man who's also a hare, so that he could lay an egg, and the Easter Bunny comes out the egg. That's probably the thing of it. There might be a season 2.
Well, there we go. That's something to make sure to put on your don't watch list, because I know that we've all got our watch list and our don't watch list, and I think that one, you've sold it so well, it's going on my don't watch list.
But you know what it's like? You start watching something, and if it's rubbish, you think, well, I've got to watch it till the end now.
Well,
and then after 6 episodes...
Sometimes I switch it off. I was trying to watch, what was the other one? Atlanta, I think it's called.
I haven't seen that one.
And it's got what's his name, Glover. So you've got Donald Glover, but it's his son who's in a few other bits and pieces.
Okay.
And it looks like it's quite good, but it's very heavy going. So I kind of saved it for another day to watch. But that was quite looking like it was going to get quite interesting. But it's just very, very slow.
I tell you what is good. When I first got it, it was one of Mano's suggestions, but then he didn't want to watch it all. It was something called, it's on Apple TV, For All Mankind. It's a big thing about women astronauts and the space race if Russia had started it. And yesterday it was the last episode of the season finale of season 2 or 3, season 2. So I have that. Now I've got to weigh up something, not my balls, obviously. Whether to watch that or go to the party. I haven't quite decided yet because I'm a little late watching it, but I'm so into it.
But the great thing about having it on, whether it's on Apple TV and whatever, you can watch it whenever you want. So you can still.
I know, but I'm so desperate. It's like when I used to be a Doctor Who fan, when I still sort of, I could never watch it on repeat or catch up. I had to watch it live with the rest of the world. It's just I'm so quirky like that.
You have to watch it with the rest of the world. You're standing out, shouting out the window. Right, everyone, wait, don't press play. Press play now. And then we can all watch it together.
That's why I'm a daddy top. Amy says, hi guys, can't stop long. I'm driving trains. Amy, we miss you not being drunk here with us. Obviously not drunk on the trains. Hopefully.
No, wouldn't want to do that.
Fingers crossed. It'd be a bit awkward, wouldn't it? Driving for you can't really go. It's just on a track round a tunnel, wouldn't it? Stop and start. Like Hornby.
It was good job it's not like SaturGAY Electrics, because like every corner you'd have to get somebody to come along, pick them up and put them back onto the track.
I used to hate that as a child. It was like, why would you get a SaturGAY Electrics? Racing along and it's bing! And if it somehow ended over in the rubbish bin in the kitchen, you're like, how did it get all the way over there? So how has your week's been? Martin, I noticed you just said hello and I didn't see it. I so apologise. The F.O.D uncles obviously were live on the radio up until 8 o'clock. How have all of your weeks been in Weekland? Or I don't know what I'm talking about in my brain.
That's what we call it. That's what it's known as, Weekland. Last week was the International Week of Weekland, celebrated across the globe.
We've got our own flag and everything.
We have got our own flag. Yes, fun with flags as your episode the next time. I think it is.
I am drinking this the homemade beer. It's not too bad. When I had my Easter thing, Christmas for Easter, the F.O.D uncles drank a whole case of it. So it can't be that bad. Again,
that looks very, very dark, but it was supposed to be a very clear one, wasn't it?
It was, but then someone said, I did some research, and someone said it's because I changed the sugar and I adapted the recipe, which is stupid. It's the first beer I ever made, so I thought, let's just adapt it. So I used malt extract, and I used, not molasses, I used dark muscovado sugar, rather than granulated sugar is what they recommend. So it has a different taste, quite unique. It's not bad. So when you come over for a barbecue, you'll be knocking this back.
Well, when I get the invite, then that will be grand.
Well, I'm thinking of doing one actually on the evening of World Fetish. The only problem is I've got to disappear for a long time to go and host a results show. Simon says that That's from school, isn't it? Simon Says, or was that something else?
It was a game, isn't it? Simon says, touch your nose. No, your nose, Jamie, your nose.
It's just where my hands at.
London Weekland Television, brilliant, Simon. Lovely to see you online, Simon. How are you doing, Simon? There was another great evening of live music yesterday over at the Butler, which I thankfully managed to get back in time for. And I know that
the Butler's the one on Chatham Street, isn't it?
On Chatham Street, that's correct. Chatham. Yes.
I'm common, you can't help it.
But no, it's really, really nice. There's loads of people there, and again, some absolutely fantastic musicians, and it was really cool.
Yes, I need to get out of the house. Darren is updating us here. Mother waiting to be discharged from hospital, going on placement, temporary care, no nursing home, or back, start with carers. I think whatever is decided is always going to be in her best interest and best needs, Darren. So I know sometimes it could be a worry, but it's my area of expertise, what I do for a job. It's always going to be about what's best for Mum. So at least you know she's in very good and capable hands there. So our thoughts are with you. I'm trying to think what else has happened this week in
I've been on holiday.
Yes. Not said that before, have you? Did you have a nice time on holiday?
Oh, thank you very much. Yes. No, I had an absolutely wonderful time. Went to Center Parcs in Longleat, and it was really, really nice. The staff were wonderful, and the hills were hilly, and the bikes were bikey. So it was really cool. And we went to the safari park on the Wednesday. Some of you may have seen some of the pictures.
Longleat,
yes, Longleat Safari Park, which is next to Longleat Center Parc. So it's literally just a few minutes kind of drive away from there. And apparently it was not the big thing that was obviously happening in the animal world in Weekland Week, or Week of Weeklands. It was obviously national kind of shagging Weekland Week, because we went to the first bit. We went up to, as you go through, you kind of go up to like this African village kind of area where you can get out of your car and you can look at, from afar, you can look at the zebras and the giraffes, and I'm taking lots of different photos. And of course, two zebras decide to have a little zebra time together in front of everybody. So clearly I took a picture, because you have to take a picture of those kind of things. And it was just so funny hearing the parents with young children now trying to describe, like, Mummy, what are they doing? Oh, that's nice, they're playing. Yes, of course they're playing. They're just having a little bit of friendly fun. So that was quite cool. And then we got back in the car. We drove round through the monkey enclosures. Now, for those of you that don't know, obviously the safari is like the kind of zoo that you drive through, and the monkey enclosure is always the best part, one of the best parts, because the monkeys start clambering over your car. And when I went last time with my friends that I was with, I spent this week with, so it was just me, them, and their little boy. They had pulled the rear windscreen wiper out and were standing on top of it, and then they had held the kind of like the spoiler on the top of my car, and they were jumping and bouncing up and down, trying desperately to break this thing off. And you know, it was a relatively new car for me, so I was a little bit worried, but also kind of like, fine, it's going to have a nice little story behind it. So my friends, they had also not long bought themselves a very nice car, and they were worried about the roof rack and stuff, and they took the bike racks off so that the monkeys didn't kind of tear those to shreds. We're driving through, we were just laughing about all the monkeys jumping about on the car, and it ripped off the rear number plate, so that was them walking around with their kind of like the yellow number plate off the back of their car, and then on the roof they started pulling out all of the plastic trimming across all of the on the roof rack. So they're just all walking around, and there's all these people like going, "You've lost your number plate." We're like, "Yeah, we know." So we had to speak to the the keepers and kind of say to them, "Can we have our number plate back, please? The monkeys have got it." So it was lots and lots and lots of fun, and then we kind of saw all the rest of the animals and had an absolutely wonderful day. So it was really nice. So the weather was fantastic. We had a nice barbecue in the evening on one of the nights. I took my guitar down, so it was really nice just to be kind of playing the guitar in the forest, which was quite cool, probably to annoy everybody else. But yeah, it was really, really good. I'm just laughing at Helen's comment. Bring that one up. I like that. Sounds like those monkeys need spanking. Well, if you want to go and spank the monkey, I think that's probably a phrase for something. Yeah,
Helen sounds kinky.
I was going to say I'm not into kink, but that sounds fun.
I am, and I'm not into that. So there's a lot of comments about Caterpillar. Obviously, that's been the big thing since I've been on the show with you. So Amy's saying, let's have a Colin the Caterpillar rant. What, I rant? I don't think so. And then Charlie says, yes, Colin the Caterpillar movement. And yes, I think Helen said yes to that as well. So yes, what are your thoughts on this big lawsuit between Cuthbert and Colin, or whoever other names of caterpillars are available out there as well?
I just think it's just gone a bit too far, isn't it? Cake is cake at the end of the day. You get, what's going to happen next? That the whole kind of town of Eccles are going to start suing everybody for making Eccles cakes. But cake is a cake, if you like. Swiss roll is a Swiss roll, and you can buy them in many shops, whether it's Colin or Cuthbert. And I think there are other variations. And I do believe you had your own little attempt at your own version of Colleen the caterpillar.
I think that is what Amy's trying to get me to do, to talk about.
Yes.
I up until today, I was like, you stupid sods, with regards to the caterpillar. It's a cake. I grew up, my mum made caterpillar cake and a hedgehog cake. That's what you had as a child. No matter where you were, rich or poor, that's what you had. And I thought, all this thing, when Marks and Spencer's do a walnut whip, or their version of walnut whip, they all do Battenberg cakes, they all do things that all of the other manufacturers and catering companies made. So I thought today, I was going to bring it up, but I haven't, and there's a reason for that. So I thought, you know what, how difficult could it be if I was Jamie the supermarket to have my own Colin or Cuthbert cake? If you ever wondered what that cake would look like, well, wonder no more, because I'm here to tell you, actually, I have a great respect now for my mother making caterpillar cake, because actually it's not very easy, or for people on Ready Steady Bake Cook, whatever it is, that make the Swiss roll bit. I should have put a picture of the Swiss roll up, because actually,
have you got a picture of it?
I got a picture of the cake, but. And I've got it here. Let me put him up. There we go. This is.
It's uncanny. The resemblance is just.
I know.
I'm surprised that you haven't been. Unless this is this the Audi one? I don't know.
I don't know. I have tweeted both Audi and Marks and Spencer's to give them a copy in case they do want to sue me about this. So it is made out of chocolate.
It's like very much of. Like a Freddie Mercury kind of face to it.
Let me give you a better picture of the face. There we go. Look, it's. When I put it together, I was crying on the floor, laughing. I just thought, this is so stupid. David Lane said it looks like Pete Burns. I have to say, I made the lips before I made the face. And then I realised the face had to be quite big to fit the lips. And it's actually quite difficult piping molten chocolate in to do stuff. What actually is in, let me just turn those off, inside, it's actually a rainbow Yule log, basically, a Swiss roll.
Oh, nice.
It's rainbow. And that was a pain in the what's. I mean, I knew something was going to go wrong with it when I started making it, because I was piping all this you make the batter and all that sort of crap. But I kept missing bits out the recipe. So it would say, sprinkle the flour with the baking powder over the top of your beaten egg to keep the air in. And I've just got a scoop going, like a dinner lady at school. Put it in. And then I read it and I was like, I've just done it all now. And then it had to melt the butter. And then I'm like, I just divide the butter, melted butter over the things. I'm like, well, how do I know? You're not told me how much of the butter. So I'm sitting there measuring out little spoons of melted butter. And then when I noticed it said fold it in, and I'm like, folding? What that is? And it's weird because I'm sure it's come across. I do, I bake a lot. Just not always that badly.
But you would have come across the term folding. It's just a particular way of stirring. So you're not stirring. I mean, I'm not a chef, but I know that folding is different to just shaking a spoon around.
Well, because the batter you get, they call it a cake batter. You've got your 6 bowls, and you know what? I was using little tiny mini dessert bowls because not a lot of batter, but I'm not wasting all the other, bowls basically. And I thought, well, how can I sit there and fold it? So my cunning plan. Knowing that I couldn't use a teaspoon because that would take forever, and I had things to do. So I just got another bowl. I thought, well, there you go, that's folded. It's folded each other, and that's what I was doing. I was just folding it all out. And then obviously it didn't mix as well doing that.
I wonder why.
So it says to pipe it. So when I was getting my R's done, I did early, so I went over to Lakeland and other shops that are really expensive are available. And I thought, I got these piping bags, and it's like, cut a thing of 2 centimetres off the bottom. And I'm like, well, 2 centimetres across the whole of it, or 2 centimetres all around it. They need to be more clear on these things. So I did lots of different tests of measurements, snipped it, pipe. And it turned out both were wrong anyway, because you try, just like dog turd coming out the end of these piping thing, with big clunks of flour in it. Anyway, I put it in the oven. It's sort of spread out a little bit and done its own mixing. It's like, we can't wait for it, we'll do it ourselves. And then you've got to roll it while it's hot. Have you tried rolling with oven gloves on your hands? I'm like trying not to catch crabs on a beach. I'm like, so then I'm rolling it, and so that's why Colin the Caterpillar isn't coming. It has got, I made my own little French patisserie cream inside. It wasn't a recipe, but it's all I knew how to make. It's squirting out the bottom. It's got this white cream just pouring out the bottom. And then I made the ganache, and I thought, I'm not sure this is, I wanted a chocolate drip ganache to make it look nice. I thought I'd be posh. How difficult can that be? And then I didn't have the tool it said to use, so I used a soup ladle. The things I knew when the tapping on the window from a robin was telling me no that it was going wrong, and it just like you poured it on. It's like,
does that happen? Does that happen frequently? You go all sort of Cinderella, and all the birds are there and tap at the window, watching what you're doing. Go, no, it says fold. That's not folding. That's not. That's a ladle. Why are you doing that? It says sprinkle. No, divide out equally. 2 centimetres. It's about all the animals are there, kind of screaming at you.
It's just a robin. I got one robin that does tap on the window. I don't know why. I've never fed the bloody thing. It just sits up.
Maybe that's why.
I used to think it was Selwyn.
With all the wonderful tech that you've got going on in your house, I mean, I'm sure you've got all that's been kind of videoed of you doing it. That sounds like it's a wonderful kind of like mini-series that we need to kind of pull off from all your footage, and maybe we can play it at sort of like 2.5 times the speed, and then put some Benny Hill style music to it, and we can just watch this creation being made in the kitchen. With all,
do you know the worst thing?
Things.
The chocolate ganache, it told you to, it's not pipe, it's another word. When I thought, well, I'll just ladle it on, it's easier. So I was ladling the caterpillar's back. That's a euphemism you didn't hear tonight. And it's just falling off like diarrhea. And I'm like, well, how is it meant to stay to this bloody sponge? am I supposed to use glue or something? So then I'm getting the spoon. I'm just flicking the chocolate ganache back on. You know, I want it coated because it is Lawrence's birthday. I thought that was the whole thing. I was gonna then he wasn't around, so there's no point. But I'll eat it later. But actually, I can say the ganache actually tastes gorgeous. I was quite surprised. So I didn't bring it up because I was worried the face will fall off because the face is quite heavy. It's not. It doesn't look as thick, but it's about that thick. The face. So Aldi and Marks and Spencer's, I have tweeted them. I told them, don't worry, I'm just having a go. But here's my address if you do want to sue.
It sounds like they haven't got much to worry about. But, you know, it does beg the whole kind of question. If they're going to sue about that, then that means that they can't really stock half of the rest of the stuff that they have in the store. I was laughing at that comment earlier when Helen pulled that up.
I misread it.
The love child of Pete Burns and a Pixar alien. That was just, yeah. The
claw, I thought it said Pixie Lot.
The Pixie Lot. No, the Pixar alien.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, the claw. The claw. Sorry.
No. Over the jet back hair.
That's gone completely over your head. Well, there we go.
It is, without even touching my strained strands. So yes, so to answer your question, Amy, from your district line train, yes, we don't agree that they should be rowing about cake. Other forms of mutual food entertainment is available, obviously. But surprisingly, we lost a lot of numbers and fewer figures when we were talking about cake for some weird reason. We've gone down to 8. Not a lot of cake lovers out there, obviously. Or just so disgusted they cut all ties off with humanity, thinking that evil Edna's going to haunt them for the rest of their lives. That's what I was. Someone said on thing, I can't remember what they called it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, cross with evil Edna." I thought, my God, it does look like evil Edna from Will o' the Wisp.
Oh, that's going back a few years.
Oh, I love that.
I remember watching it, but I remember watching it, but I can't remember too much about it.
It does seem a long time. I mean, it is a long time. I've only got it on VHS. I haven't got it on DVD. But I used to love that. It was all the impressions. Oh, Arthur. Yeah, Maeve. It was a cold day in Dollywood. See, I used to do all the impressions. The only impressions I used to do is Kenneth Williams. It's bizarre. And I started going into him then, but I'm just talking normally. I did this on my radio show last Sunday. Voice comes from somewhere.
I was noticing that.
I don't know where. I think I'm being possessed. I think all gay greats are trying to get in me at the moment, which is a bit odd. As I'm a top.
So it's like some crazy version of Ghostbusters then.
Yes. With ghost caterpillars climbing up my stairs. I'd be cracking myself if suddenly the caterpillar of that face suddenly appears at my doorway there. Because obviously I turn all the lights off in the house to do this, just the 2 lights here, to make sure no stray light comes in.
Well, maybe they will feature heavily in your next crazy dream that you have.
Not after this stuff. Everyone passes out after this. So you've obviously been away, so you've had a lovely time. Was the weather as nice as it was here while you were away?
I don't know, I wasn't here. The weather was nice there. I know the weather was very nice there, but I've got no idea what the weather was like here because I wasn't here. So you'll have to tell me. The weather was glorious, absolutely glorious. It's really nice, nice and warm. Little bit chilly in the evenings. A little bit windy towards the end of the day. Very cold in the morning, but then it soon kind of warmed up. So yeah, it was enough to get a little bit of a tan line, so that shows that. And I didn't have any didn't think there was any need for any sun cream. And then of course everyone's going to go, oh no, you always have to put sun cream on. But no, didn't see the need for it. But then clearly I have caught a little bit of sun. You can get that feeling where your kind of face just feels like really kind of tight and what have you. And then when you have a shower, you notice the hot water, the temperature just a little bit more. You're like, oh yes, I'm going to turn that down. So you kind of have a slightly colder shower so it doesn't kind of sting as much.
I noticed Mel Blore got sunburnt today. I'm like, it wasn't that bright. Maybe it was quite high UV out there today, and I didn't notice. But all I've done is go in the garden. Well, I was in town, other places, and bringing the tomatoes in just now, and I thought, oh, they're getting a bit chilly. Wrap them up, put them to bed. So
Do you wrap them up individually with a little tomato coat that you kind of bought?
No, I just shove a blanket on. Well, not a blanket. It's like a fleece thing, because it'd be too heavy, and they'd be squashed tomatoes, and not normal tomatoes. They'll be ready in August. So I'll be giving. I have 172 tomato plants. I only needed 12. So I will be giving tomato plants away to anybody that wants them at some point, as well as Club F.O.D peppers.
Yeah,
well, I've got to put them.
I would say, as long as you don't offer me any of those tomatoes or peppers, that will be fine. I'm not a fan of either. As you know, we've had this conversation before.
I know. They are very different. I must say, if you ever, for people at home, if you ever do grow your own veg, the taste is very different to what you get in the shop. And we've got Club F.O.D peppers as well, because we grew them as part of Wake's World. I need to get rid of them.
They're the bell end peppers, if I recall correctly.
They are the bell end peppers. But they keep flowering. I'm like, will you stop flowering? It's too cold. So you're not going to be wasting your growing. But we have, I think we got 60 something of those. As we didn't expect any of them to germinate at the time, and then they all did. Which is weird, because the spinach at the moment is not germinating. There we go. Other growing things are available, not marijuana, obviously. So, I think we got some other news I can share from Club F.O.D that I'm going to put it on the screen. So, Club F.O.D are one of a handful of charities that were picked to be one of the recipients in the Rainbow Lottery. Let me put the picture up on the screen. There we go. Martin is modelling, fingers crossed there. Could be you. So if you want to get your tickets, basically we're proud to work alongside the Rainbow Lottery. It's the UK's first ever lottery dedicated to supporting LGBTQ plus good causes. And actually, they're giving £25,000 a week away. So think of the health lottery or the postcode lottery. It's very similar to that. You sign up, play, and you choose Club F.O.D as your good cause. You go to rainbowlottery.co.uk. Remember, if you're under 18, you shouldn't do it, and you should gamble responsibly. But I think it's amazing. They've emailed us already to say that our supporters on the in Reading are doing very well, and because of that, for every £1 you play, every ticket is £1. 50p of that goes to Club F.O.D, and then another 10p goes to a pot, to a fund for other charities. And they've told us today that we're going to be in that pot because we've sold a lot of tickets. So obviously it's a business for the people behind it. They're trying to do it for good causes as a fun way of doing fundraising. So I'm really pleased that they invited us and then approved us. So I have bought my tickets. It could be me.
Yes, no, I saw the announcements and what have you during the week, and so now that I'm back, that's something I'm obviously going to be kind of plugging and pushing as well. So please do go and sign up for your tickets if you like playing the lottery kind of games. I won the actual national lottery the other week, and I was very surprised. Because I was surprised at the amount, in that I didn't think it was possible, because I hadn't played it for such a long time, and I just got it on kind of direct debit, but you get the notification to say, congratulations, you've won a prize for the National Lottery. I was like, yeah, okay, fine, what is it? £3.70. It was like, how is that an actual kind of prize? How did that? It always used to be sort of like you've won the cost of the ticket if you've kind of matched the smallest things, and then kind of going up to bigger than that one. But there we go.
That's more than what I've ever won on it.
£3.
I get £2.
So I shall also be signing up and kind of offering my support to the Rainbow Lottery.
It's I like the fact that that basically 60% of everything that goes in goes out to charity, which is more than any other lotteries, which is really good. And what we get, we get a projection as a charity of what that amount is, and I think at the moment we're close to £500 a year. We've already sold a handful of tickets, because the idea is it's a direct debit or a subscription. You just like I do with the National Lottery. You pay it and they play it every week. And it's nice to see an easier way of trying to make money. Because if you look above Sophie's head, just there, oh, can't see my hand pointing. There we go. I know we sound like we beg a lot for money because we are raising money for local projects, causes, charities, etc., as well as our own services here at Club F.O.D. And we've not done very well this week. I know the radio has done a lot of fundraising. So if you do have any penny spare, we would gratefully take them. And if you want to go to SaturGAY.co.uk, it's that simple. Make a small donation. It makes all the difference. And also, I think in the description of the show this evening, we've got the link that goes into the streaming portal to do a donation. So you go onto that, and we can see it on the screen. It's not like a telephone. We're not going to sit there going on phones going, thank you, all that sort of stuff. But we might. We have the knowledge and the know-how, but probably not. So yes, there's my begging bowl bit done. So what have we got to look forward to? I know we're a little early, but thinking ahead for next week, so because it's you and Gloria. How is that? Tell us about you and Gloria doing SaturGAY at the moment.
No, it's going really, really well. I think Gloria's doing a fantastic job, kind of stepping in your shoes. We have a lovely conversation, and we have the game segment, and I each time try to figure out what on earth are we going to do for the game, and I hope that you all enjoy the games and what have you that we do. I haven't got any kind of guests lined up to be in the game for next week. So if you would like to participate and be a contestant in the What on Earth is she going to do game segment, also known as She's Making It Up as She Goes Along, please do send us a message, because otherwise I will go and nominate people, and I will kind of approach people and say, please be a contestant. So it should be going. I really do enjoy the games, trying to get everybody involved, because it's great that we can do it so it's not just the people that are connecting in to the virtual studio, that we try to have the kind of like the twist in it so that everybody at home also can at least kind of participate in some way, shape or form. So I do really look forward to those. But as always, like we do with this, there's no kind of prepared script. If you hadn't have guessed, there's no list of talking points. It's just whatever it is that we decide on the spur of the moment as the conversation flows, what we're going to talk about. And I will try. Last time, bless Gloria, I was still just a little bit hungover from the night before, because that was the kind of like the first night for the outside open mic at the Butler, so I had rather a lot to drink. It was one of the things, you know what I'm like. If I'm out, remember back when we used to be able to go out, if anyone was doing kind of like shots and things like that, I'm the first one to turn around and say, yeah, no, just like completely no. It's more from experience in the past to realise that they're not a good thing. But I was offered a brandy, and it's like, yes, of course, that sounds like a fantastic idea. And then I was offered some Jaeger bombs. I was like, yes, of course, that's a fantastic idea. So last Saturday I was slightly worse for wear, shall we say. So I think we kind of struggled a little bit because my brain just really wasn't working. So fingers crossed it's going to be a lot more entertaining. And Gloria did very, very well in keeping the conversation kind of flowing, whilst I was clearly struggling, trying to concentrate on being human.
And you probably didn't notice, but I did get every question right in your quiz last week. Because I was cheating, to be fair. I was Googling. Other forms of entertainment are available.
I don't know quite how to deal with that piece of information.
I'm being honest.
I thought it was funny how there was the steward's inquiry. I do believe it was the mayonnaise question, and you were being very, very specific about the year. And I was like, but it's what's written on the card. I'm sorry. I have to go by
Oh,
what's
that
on the
one,
card.
I did know the mayonnaise one, only because
I
got
you knew
given...
you knew it because Google is your
Mano
friend.
got me a book on mayonnaise.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
I have read it actually. Never read my law books.
That's because you once asked him for a saucy read, so he brought you the history of mayonnaise. But no, I mean, I hope everybody else at home was kind of really kind of joining in for the fun of it and trying to figure out, because those kind of questions where you don't know which one of the two of those things kind of was around first are kind of like quite interesting, because they were, you know, both Gloria and Jen and Simon were kind of messaging me, kind of like, what are the questions going to be like? Because Gloria hadn't done the quiz before, and I was like, it's going to be fine, don't worry. They're very simple and straightforward questions that you basically won't know the answer to, and then you just got to think really hard as to what you think it might be, rather than just a specific kind of mastermind type kind of questions. They're always kind of like tough, because those kind of questions tend to put people on the spot, and I don't think it's quite kind of fair to do that, because we're just trying to have a bit of fun and what have you. So yes, hopefully we will have another game, and hopefully we will have some other contestants. So if you are available on Saturday next week around 8:30, please do let us know.
Yes, please do. And I know we've talked about trying to grab your money. I know, to be honest, it feels like that we're doing that sometimes. We do beg, but we do have a rather large pot of money in the Fund of Diversity that does need spending on local projects, causes and charities. So very quickly, here is the F.O.D uncles, hopefully I press the right button, giving you the instructions on how you can let us know where we should spend that money. Here they are.
What do you reckon the theme's going to be when the pubs reopen?
I think we've got a bit of time to talk about that. In the meantime, we need to talk to these good people.
Oh, sorry. Hello, we are the F.O.D uncles from Club F.O.D. We are an LGBT plus charity based in Reading.
As a charity, we raise funds and periodically give grants to groups who support our charity's aims. As a charity, we want our community to come up with suggestions as to who our grants go to, and at the moment we have funds which are available to issue as grants.
As part of our community, do you know of any individual, group, business, organisation or company that actively support the LGBT plus community that you feel could benefit from our support?
Please have a think about this and contact us. We really do want you to get in touch, so please email us at
funds@f-d.co.uk. That is funds@f-o-d.co.uk, all lowercase. And give us a brief reason why you feel Club F.O.D could help.
And also please include contact details for your nomination.
Thank you in advance.
Martin.
Brendan. Thank you. Cheers.
Even Brendan looked bored reading out that email address in that, didn't he? But bless him. So just, I've got it on the screen. There we go. We'll flash it down the bottom. So you can either go to clubfod.org.uk and make your suggestions there. Look for the page that says Fund of Diversity, or email us. Let's do it in the same file. funds@f-o-d. We should get a new email address, I think, because it is quite long-winded.
We've been saying that for I don't know how long. I was like, you're obviously obsessed with hyphens. Other symbols are available.
It's a mouthful. And talking about mouthfuls, I've got a little. I wouldn't say it's a pleasure for everyone. So Yes, as you all know, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I am hosting the World Fetish contest, which last year was 40,000. We're thinking there's about 80 or 90,000 people tuning in this year. And last year, as I say, it was really well. I was doing it as Supernova. This year, I'm not. I did it as I'm doing it more. Done my bits as me and live on the night as me. So there were some bits we know are going to end up on the cutting room floor. Now you haven't seen this, Sophie. So it was. I finished it today, and I have been told. Yes, I don't think we'll be using it. But I'm quite proud of it because after a box of wine, I decided that I could sing and dance and be the backup for the UK entry of the original. Now, in World Fetish, all the countries have to submit a video that is an interpretation, that's a nice way for it, an interpretation of a song that country has done in Eurovision. So, I had a go.
Okay. This is going to be interesting.
I know you've seen some of these, because obviously you know I've shown it on the Club F.O.D organisers know that there is an intermission that I am involved in, but I can't show anyone. I've shown Club F.O.D trustees and committee because that's fine. And that's dreadful because I really went for it in those.
I've not had a chance to watch it because I was away.
That's quite handy because I haven't got the body. I'm not one of those muscle porn stars. But I decided, oh yeah, I can do that, and I really went for it. So, David Lane, there is no record button. I've seen your comment. So this is me clothed. I have to say clothed, but. This is what you will not be getting at World Fetish in 3 weeks' time. You gotta speed it up, and then you gotta slow it down. Cause if you believe that a love can hit the top, you gotta play around. But soon you will find that there comes a time for making your mind up. You gotta turn it on, and then you gotta put it out. You gotta be sure that it's something everybody's gonna talk about before you decide that the time's are right for making your mind up. Don't let your indecision take you from behind. Trust your indecision. Don't let others change your mind. You really gotta burn it up and make another fly-by night. Get a run for your money and take a chance, and it'll turn out right. And when you can see how it's gotta be, you're making your mind up. If you don't care less, but if you want to see some more, bending the rules of the game will let you find the one you're looking for. And then you can show what you think you know. You're making your mind up. Don't let your indecision take you from behind. Trust your inner vision. Don't let others change your mind. You really gotta speed it up, and then you gotta slow it down. Cause if you believe that a love can hit the top, you gotta play around. But soon you will find that there comes a time for making your mind up. And now you really gotta speed it up, and then you gotta slow it down. Cause if you believe that a love can hit the top, you gotta play around. But soon you will find that there comes a time for making your mind up. 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 There we go. It was. I can't stand Eurovision, as you know. I hate it.
Oh, brilliant! I think the one thing that we can say about that. I mean, firstly, very, very well done. I mean, I thought I could see some people dancing in the background, then obviously that came a little bit kind of clearer. But no, very, very well done. But I think it's fair to say that Steps haven't got anything to worry about.
No, nor was Marks and Spencer's, nor Aldi. But it's when I thought I was quite pleased as part. I mean, I was drunk when I did that. As you can tell, because I forgot to lip sync all the way through. You know, it's like an audition. You know, recording. Oh, I'll do that. And I do that. And I'm for some reason we're just doing it while I'm waiting for them to come on, and we can do this in the software we use. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's fine. And I thought, oh yeah, this is fun. And they just said, yeah, I don't think so. So there we go. I will not be representing
Brilliant.
the UK again. I've done my year, 2017.
And Brendan was saying that when you announce it, make sure you get the year right when you actually do it. So when you're actually broadcasting it, when you're doing it live, make sure you get the maybe you have it written down or something on your desk, so you can always just read off like World Fetish Show Contest 2021.
This is what I was doing for the last night, because there's a secret, and we do this live.
Like but printing it so small that you can't read it whilst you're trying to.
Day before your optician's appointment. So there's a lot of takes. It was a lot of night last night, and the guys will tell how drunk I was when I was on the call last night. And we, unlike SaturGAY or when we do Wake's World or on the other shows, a lot of what we do, it has to be pre-recorded. And then there's all these other weird things. Like I was told last night, oh, you're going to have to wear that when you go on the live section. I was like, why? Because people know it's pre-recorded. It's like, and then there's all this panic in Spain at the moment. I look at that and go, oh, is it any good? And I'm like, but what we've created is in the spirit of Eurovision. I think that's the thing. Go back to the 70s or 80s when technical hitches happen and that sort of thing. And I love it. Because we're not taking it seriously, and I think that's what we're missing at the moment. We've had such a serious year. So last year, Club F.O.D, we did share the link because it's on YouTube, because Facebook will just ban it straight away, but because of music rights and stuff like that. So we will share it on the night, and if you do join in, you'll see something educational, and you'll see all these butch leather men and all sorts not really taking life seriously. And I think that's the takeaway that I know I've mentioned it before. When I was Mr. Leather UK in 2017, in the UK we are, especially on the fashion, we have to take things very seriously, and I didn't. I had fun. I mean, I remember taking Brendan, Lawrence and people like that to a gay sports day in Vauxhall as Mr. Leather UK, and it wasn't the done thing to do. I was frowned upon because I did it. But hey, I raised a hell of I nearly swore that, a hell of a lot of money in that year for
there would have been another steward's inquiry if you'd have sworn. Goodness me.
But David Lane like that. He said bravo.
Yes, bravo, yes, very, very well done. And there was also Erica and
yes, hello,
Helen both liked the stream, so thank you very much for both of you for doing that.
Thank you. Yes, and it's always good to see people we know. Brendan says that there can't be as possible any changes as last year. Last year did fall apart, and I gave up towards the end. And there was a best bits I share occasionally where I am literally very drunk and look like Dorothy from the Golden Girls, right? My wig slipped. And what I think what people got confused about is the fact that Supernova is more popular in Spain than she is in the UK. That people still go on about that, and I love that. So it shows you that we all make a difference in our own unique ways to the communities that we belong to. I think that's what I was trying to say. So what's coming up in the next week? I haven't done it. I forgot. Before I do this, is it the Tuesday or is it?
I think it is the Tuesday. It is the Tuesday.
We get confused. So here's what's coming up on all of our streams and functions this week. Monday, you've got the F.O.D quiz night. That is in a Zoom chat room. Please go to the Club F.O.D Facebook page and you'll see the event on there. I think I've done it. On Tuesday, the Lady Loft with Rachel is on. It's her week on, 8 p.m. That's on Radio F.O.D. If you haven't downloaded the app, please do. He's on in all good app stores. On Thursday, Gary's Oral Pleasure. It could be 7, could be 8. It is a lucky dip when it's on, mainly because of work patterns, but that's on Radio F.O.D. The F.O.D Uncles at 6 p.m. on Friday. And that's followed at 9 p.m. with the Club F.O.D SaturGAY virtual party. We don't know how long these parties will continue as we go down the ring road. So get in there while you still can. On Saturday, the F.O.D Uncles are back with you at 5 p.m. for their radio show, and that's followed by SaturGAY Live with Sophie and Gloria next Saturday, 8 p.m. And then that's followed by, well, not necessarily, the party starts at 9, but you don't have to rush in there if the show is still going on. And then this Sunday, and obviously next Sunday, Serpanova, my rather butch character that now sounds like Charles Hawtrey, will be doing Radio F.O.Ds with Muircap and music. It's a bit unique. It's just me and alcohol, really, and a few FM Freeze. But hey, that's life. Did that rather quickly. Oh no, I forgot to say, because I've been on the beer. Everyone who knows who had this beer
I was going to say,
is we need you.
We'll wait for the technology to catch up so that our pictures are all back in sync again.
They are. I think it might be your end viewing rather than broadcasting. Look,
Right.
This is real life. We have technical hitches because hey, we're not ITV. And I'm not David Dimbleby. I know I look a little bit like him these days, but maybe around the nipple area. But that's about it. So look, we need you. If you have an idea for a radio show or TV show, get in touch because you can be part of the lockdown listings that makes a difference to people out in the community. People rely on all sorts of different types of support. Some of that could be groups, it could be CBD, it could be anything. But from our perspective, if we can entertain you, then we are doing a good job. If we don't, then just pretend we're something else. It's, we're not bothered. We're here for you 24/7. Actually, no, I lie. Maybe 17/7. I don't know. I'm on homemade beer. I don't care. Sophie.
What are you going on about? So, and the radio shows are really, really good. I really do enjoy those. I didn't, obviously, because I was away. I'm not sure if I've mentioned it, but I was on holiday last week.
Really?
I know. So I didn't really get a chance to listen to too much of the radio and what have you. But they are really, really good shows, and I think it's good as well. I think I'm really pleased with how Rachel's Lady Doff show is going on, because I was chatting to somebody yesterday in the pub in the open mic saying how much that they enjoy listening to that on a Tuesday when it's on. So that's nice that we're kind of like getting the appreciation not just from our community but from the kind of like the music community in the area as well. So that's really, really good.
Do you know what I did on Thursday? I found out that I can play Radio F.O.D in the car. So I tuned into Gary on the way back from B&Q. Other hardware stores are available. And it was nice. I think I can't remember what he said now, but I had to put my brake on. I always crashed into a car in front because I wasn't expecting him to say it. And obviously with the F.O.D Uncles and myself, can I say, every show that we have is completely different. And that's why we need other people as well to keep on that difference, because our community, and we are focusing on the LGBT plus community because I'm very gay, I'm pedically gay. We are all unique and all very different and very worthy of. Excuse me, I'm trying not to burp. Of who we are. I'm trying to say it's really sensible, and I feel I'm going to slap my wrist for almost burping at the same time. And I don't know. I'm still trying to burp. Sophie, say something so I don't do it loudly.
No, it's fine. I think David's comment that I know we were talking while she kind of splashed it up, but to go on the Spanish version of Drag Race, if you're that popular in Spain, then maybe you should go on.
No, they lip sync.
There may be a language issue because it'll all be in Spanish, obviously, and you're not.
Can you imagine it?
Spanish.
I can barely hear English. So every time they do ask you a task,
you'll be like the English version of Manuel from 40 Towers, except there will be you'll be trying to say it in broken Spanish rather than broken English.
Most of Europe thinks I'm a drunkard anyway. It's bad. They're like, oh, here's Jamie, he needs a beer.
Most of Reading think that, let alone the most of Europe.
Oh, do you know what? I drove past. I didn't drive. I was on the bus. Past the Blagway burn. I was like, oh. And I am so looking forward to going back out, just for, even if you don't talk to someone, and then, I cut myself off because of my hearing, but seeing people in close quarters is a huge difference. And obviously our first night back is our birthday.
It makes a such a wonderful kind of change. It's nice to kind of go out. David kind of came over with me to the open mic last night, so it was nice just to kind of not have that screen in front of them and just like be able to have the conversation. Although we did have to, I think at one point we were contemplating just doing it through our phones, so that at least just made it feel like a bit more to what we're used to. But no, it was really, really, really nice. And I think even though the Blagway isn't open at the moment, there are a few other places that are still very nice and still very kind of supportive. So it's kind of like nice to be able to go to those. We don't have to kind of wait until the big day for the Blagway, but I certainly am looking forward to that being
I should be there on that first Monday night, and I shouldn't. Oh, we can't. We've got quiz night. We may be presenting quiz from the pub that night. Actually, we could do that because we involve the pub customers and everything else. I think the boys. But no, I'm looking forward to it, and I mean, I have booked a table at the Purple Church Hall for Friday. It's taken me a long time to get a table, because when I want to go out is when everyone else wants to go out, really. And I think that's a difficulty.
Come and join us on our table for the open mic on a Friday, and then you can listen to live music as well as catch up with people.
Do they sign it for me?
By doing the international sign for birds. Ooh, ooh.
I was going to do "Always Love You" at that bit, but I couldn't get that high. I just stopped after I.
No, though we don't have sign language interpreters on the side of the stage for you.
That's a shame. We should start doing that. Just go along to gigs and go. I know I can make this joke because I am deaf, but
I know everyone would think that you're just like Bez, just drunk guy on stage dancing in a crazy.
But a deaf drunk guy on stage.
Yes, just don't try to do any Kate Bush interpretive dance, because we know the answer to that question is no.
No. Oh, I've still got the spin the wheel here, on the screen. I've got to do is press a button and do it. Which one of us are going to end up doing it? I got to tell you about, before we go, a weird experience last night I had. So obviously you've been away on holidays, so we were talking about this in the chat room last night, that over the last week I have been getting unusual smells when I've been working. I'm not talking about someone's let wind or that. So it started off on Monday hosting the quiz, and I could smell. Now I've had a dog, and I don't know if you had a dog in your lifetime.
Yes.
We've all had a dog that's had dodgy ears, and dogs' ears do need clearing.
So for 10 years.
I didn't even make a joke then. I thought, no, he's only been dead 5 years. So obviously I had Blenheim before he passed away. And when a dog's ears go a bit manky and they're cleaning out, there's a distinct smell. You cannot.
Absolutely.
It can only smell like one thing. So I started having that at the beginning of the week. And then towards half of the week, I started getting this weird perfume smell. I'm like, ew, what the hell's that? You can tell a lady's fragrance. It really can. And then I think it was Thursday, it might have been Friday, I started getting this really strong male fragrance. Like an aftershave sort of thing. And I'm thinking, maybe it's Lawrence's jacket he's left down from Easter, which he didn't pick up on Monday, I must point out. He was meant to pick up. And I was like, okay, this is odd. And then last night, I've got the new Zoom camera thing in the lounge. Gadget man, I am. It moves around to follow you, doesn't it? Or if it's a group setting, if someone else is talking, it zooms out to get them. And I think it's just me, Brandon and Martin last night. and all of a sudden it zoomed out to focus on the person who was sat next to me that wasn't there. And all that was sat there was a book and a packet of salted caramel cookies. Now, I may be a bit far-fetched, but I know salted caramel cookies can't talk. Even I know that. And I was like, but it kept doing it. And now and again, I'm like, oh, this is a bit freaky, to be fair, because it thinks there's someone sat there. I'm like, move the cookies. It's not a cookie. It's not the book. It's not a cushion. And it hasn't done it since. And I was like, oh, a bit spooky. So, and I'm a baby about things like that. Even though I used to be a spiritualist medium, I know other religions are available. I am scared of the dark and all sorts of weird things. I had to sleep with the light on last night because I thought, after the week of the weird stuff, I'm like, no. That's the time when because let's face it, when you're a bit scared, you usually put the covers over you anyway. Not that an axe isn't going to get through a duvet at 15 tog, is it, at the end of the day, if you're an axe murderer. So very odd, very spooky.
Very, very strange. No, I've not heard. You sure this wasn't a smell that was like wafting in from the garden, like one of the neighbours' kind of gardens?
No, I don't open the windows. I'm not having someone else have my smoke. But
you've got air vents. Everywhere's got air vents because they say you've got to keep the air flowing through so that you don't get kind of like the mould on the walls and stuff and what have you.
Oh, it hasn't stopped it. I'm joking.
Yeah, no,
there's no mold on my walls, but no, I always look, and this is one thing. I used to be called the cynical medium when I was a medium, because when I used to do it, I used to just think I made it up and say that it was happening to be right. But I thought, I'm on the top of the house, 3 stores up. Is someone's perfume going to waft up, or someone's dodgy dog ears? I don't know, or maybe because I'm deaf and losing my eyesight, my senses are now coming alive elsewhere. I don't know. Who knows? Write in and let us know.
Yes, if you think you know what to do, if you're an exorcist, and we can do some exorcising together. Sorry, that made you giggle for that one. No, I mean I'm open-minded when it comes to those things. It's one of those. There's a really great thing on, I think it's BBC, and I kind of got into it quite late in the day, as it were. But there's Ghosts on BBC, which is a comedy kind of sitcom thing, which is actually is quite hilarious. So that it's interesting how, if you're going for a weekend, you always do that. Every time I try to talk, you try to put me off by doing different things.
I was just pouring my glass. I was getting into this.
But why is it that it's only like most of the time the haunting is like of like humans? Why is there no sort of like, if it was genuinely a thing, why are there no kind of like ghost dinosaurs terrorizing places, or did the ghosts decide not to actually stay in their dinosaur form? Why is it just and specific kind of houses and things? Why are there no kind of like ghost bumblebees or ghost other sorts of animals and what have you? And obviously,
well, maybe the bumblebees haunt other bumblebees.
I don't know. It just seems a bit kind of crazy. I'm open-minded. I think there's obviously there's got to be something more than just there might not be, but there's got to be more to life than just death at the end.
I obviously used to do my thing, and I haven't really done it since Selwyn died. Well, I know I've done the tarot for charity for Club F.O.D. And it's nice having a queue of people desperate to do that and getting good reviews. But I stopped everything when Selwyn died because I expected, so demanding, I expected Selwyn to be there straight away going, yeah, I'm all right. Oh, by the way, the key to the shed's here. Or something like that. And I only had 2 big experiences with Selwyn. So after Selwyn and Sally passed away, no one really knew. A close handful of people knew how he passed away. I didn't want anyone to know him. to protect his duty. Unfortunately, the press ruined that and published it everywhere. And I remember I used to have this thing, and grief is a weird thing because you all do your own thing. I know in the LGBT community, we've got a unique way of doing it because, hey, we don't always have close families or close units around us. So I would, on the hour, all the time, that I would have to go to the toilet. And this is in the early days. It's like days and weeks after. So I didn't want people seeing me upset. I was so embarrassed by it. And I remember looking in the mirror in the toilet in what you know is the Island Lounge on Kennet Island, now featuring Bob, and saying to the mirror, "Oh my God, I'm going to go to hell," because I was so conscious that I was not sharing with people how he passed away, and trying to give him some dignity and death. And I remember the moment I said that, there was 3 knocks very loudly in the toilet, not at the door. It was just somehow in the middle of the room, and I can't explain it. I tried recreating it ever since. But that I'm sure in my heart I think it was Selwyn saying it was fine, but because we're used to saying 1 knock for yes, 2 knocks for no. Everyone I'm like, what the hell's 3 knocks? Definitely, it's like, and that freaked me out more than anything because it was 3 knocks. And then the other thing is when literally 2 months after Selwyn died, this is how I got into the leather scene. Well, I'll put it on the thing. I'd never done anything outside of my box for ever. So somehow I got invited to Antwerp, Dartlands, the Leather Pride, by people I didn't know. And, it just suddenly all happened. And I remember forgetting that I was grieving. And I used to say to Brendan, grieving is about, it lasts about 3 months. That's what I said. It lasts about 3 months. It's fine. And then I remember in the car on the way back, having an amazing weekend. I might have done some naughty stuff with people. I just forgotten. I might have eaten a lot of fast food and all sorts of stuff. And in the car, remembering the grief returning. And I will never forget it. And it's why I'm so passionate about bereavement. And it was a physical thing. You ever got to clean yourself? I haven't got to the dirty stuff yet.
No, just filling up my drink.
I thought you were putting hand wash on. I was ignoring the dirty stuff. And I remember sitting in the car on the way back from, I think we dropped someone off at Ashford International. And I remember not going to visit my mum who lives next door to Ashford International. And then I remembered all of a sudden that I had lost my husband 2 months previously. And it was like, whoosh, you could physically feel it hit you. And I got home and I was really upset. The dog was still at Sarah's parents. And I remember thinking, I've got to watch TV. I've got to do something. I've got to change my mindset. I turned the TV on, watched it, and all of a sudden the ceiling fan came on. Not on speed 1, not on speed 2, not on speed 3, but on speed 4. Which we never ever put on because it would break the ceiling. And I'm like, oh my God. I can't use the words I use now because we're on TV. But it was, some of the times. And then I have seen mediums that were too good. So Brendan will tell, I think, and Lawrence actually. Lawrence has messaged me about the cake, by the way, to say where there's blame, there's a claim. I thought it was your bloody birthday cake, so not my fault you're going to eat it. But they all listen to readings I've had done, or sittings, where it's too accurate, where they know the nickname for the dog, or they know, because Selwyn's real name isn't Selwyn, and not being his name's David. It's a Welsh thing. I didn't know that. So I don't know. It's a weird world. And I know we've gone through COVID, but whether there's any belief in this, I don't know. I'd love to find out other people's experience over the next coming weeks. Because we can be scared in the dark as well. I know, that silly, dirty laugh. I got rid of it. But anyway, shall we end this?
Yes, I think they. I'm going to try and make the virtual party. That's the thing that I need to have written down.
And I'm the one that's drinking.
I know. I'm not drinking at all. The virtual party should be open. The doors should be open. The bouncers should be letting you in. So please do go. And if you're looking for the link, it will be in the description from wherever it is that you're watching. If you're watching on the Tube Review or the Book of Face or the Twitch or the wherever, in the description then there will be the link that you can go to. So I'm just going to try and find that myself to get ready to join in the virtual party, and then you can have the fun of
there are
watching.
devices. You've got to rely on the link. I know some people, I didn't know this, can't use a link. They have to use a meeting number and a passcode. I used to sit there going, oh, why is Mark sharing this? It's because some devices will only accept that. So we will somehow get the link into the description or into the comments of the meeting code and the password. Because I only found this out with my device doesn't accept a link. It only accepts a meeting number and a passcode, which thankfully I've now saved on my phone. But if you need that, please let us know and we'll make sure that you get it. I know that I've had alcohol this evening and Sophie has had water, but between us we will always follow the Elliott Road. See what I did there? I get it back to our mission statement every time.
There we go.
So,
Absolutely.
So I think all it remains us to say is good night, God bless. And remember, you are special, you are unique. Don't let anybody ever tell you different. Remember, spread the love, don't spread the germs, and very soon, we'll be back to a new sense of normality. Sophie's waving, so it's my turn to wave as well. And we'll say good night, God bless. Sophie and Gloria will see you next week, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye!
See you soon. Bye!